హాయ్ దిస్ ఈజ్ యువర్ హోస్ట్ ప్రణవ్ అండ్ వెల్కమ్ టు ఆఫ్ సైడ్ గోలా. సో ఐఎస్ఎల్ సెమీఫైనల్స్ అనేవి చాలా దగ్గరికి వచ్చేసాయి. సో ఈ వీడియోలో మనం ఐఎస్ఎల్ సెమీఫైనల్స్ ప్రివ్యూ అండ్ ప్రిడిక్షన్స్ చూద్దాం. సో అది కూడా మనతో పాటు మన ఛానల్లో ఒక స్పెషల్ గెస్ట్ ఉన్నారు. అతను ఎవరో కాదు, సో మీ అందరికీ ఫుట్బాల్ గీక్ యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్ తెలిసే ఉంటుంది కదా, అలానే దాని హోస్ట్ కూడా తెలిసే ఉంటాడు కదా. సో వీ హ్యావ్ హిమ్ విత్ అస్. తనతో కలిసి ఈ ఐఎస్ఎల్ రివ్యూ అలానే సెమీఫైనల్స్ ప్రివ్యూ ప్రిడిక్షన్స్ అన్ని కూడా డిస్కస్ చేద్దాం. సో ఇంకా లేట్ చేయకుండా వీడియో స్టార్ట్ చేసేస్తే, హాయ్ బ్రో, హౌ ఆర్ యూ?
I'm good, Pranav. How are you?
I'm good. Like, how is Jamshedpur performance, bro? Like, do they deserve that ISL shield?
I think they deserve this ISL shield more than anybody else, like any club if you say. Hyderabad, to some extent, you can say they deserved it. But when that COVID outbreak happened and Jamshedpur played them, that spoiled the party. And it happened with other teams also. And there was no time to postpone that match. Apart from that, if we compare them with ATK Mohun Bagan, because ATK Mohun Bagan had a chance of winning the ISL League Shield if they would have won by 2-0 or more than that difference. But in the game yesterday, ATK Mohun Bagan didn't play like they want to win. Jamshedpur FC didn't give them a chance. They were really compact. And in this season, we have seen whichever team have compact defense, don't give too much space to other teams. Yes. ATK Mohun Bagan are struggling against them. And when this race was going on, ATK Mohun Bagan played with Odisha, I think 2 matches back only. And they drew that game 1-1, while Jamshedpur won that game 5-1 against Odisha FC. Yes. Also, Jamshedpur won 10 out of last 11 games. So yes. That is like incredible. Like 30 points have come in last 11 games out of 43 that they have got. Yes. And this season, like they have broken so many records, 7 consecutive wins, most points in ISL. Like they have broken so many records. And it's not, I know many people will say Chima and Stewart are doing pretty well and they are dependent on him, but other players are contributing as well. If you see Boris Singh from right wing, he contributed to Chima's goal. Also Ritwik, Ritwik yesterday he scored the winning goal. Such a beautiful finish. Like you don't expect such a brilliant finish from Indian players, but he did, and in such a crucial game. So I think there is no question or anything that any other team deserved it more. I think it's fair enough. Jamshedpur MC League Shield winner, and they deserved it.
What is the main issue with ATK Mohun Bagan? Last year they were second place. They lost ISL shield very closely. They lost ISL trophy very closely. This year also they were like now third position. Like what is the issue with them? They had good players, good coach.
See, I know, but they changed Antonio Habas in the middle of the season. Things were not working. And then they brought Juan Fernando, and adapting to Juan's style, which is completely opposite of Antonio Habas. If you see Antonio Habas, it was counter-attacking, soaking.
Based on defensive mode, something like
that. Yeah. And Juan Fernando, it is building from back. And Sandesh Jingan came in now. They did decent job, I would say. If we look at ATK Mohun Bagan season, when Antonio Habas left, they were somewhere around 7th or 8th position. Yes. And at that time, nobody was hoping that ATK Mohun Bagan will even make it to the playoffs. And they were saying that it will be great if they make it to the playoffs. But Juan Fernando took this team and took them to this close to the title race. Like they lost on the last day. And the credit goes to him. It's not easy to manage a team which is filled with star-studded players. They have Hugo Bumo, Johnny Kauko, Roy Krishna. And when a young coach is coming, it's not easy for him, and replacing such a old coach who has been with them for
highly experienced coach.
Exactly, 3-4 years, and now Juan Fernando came. Still, he adapted and he made like good connection with the players and built very good team. The only thing I feel is they are too dependent on Manveer and Liston Colasso this season. Roy Krishna is not in that good form. Yes. If you talk about yesterday's game against Jamshedpur FC, I feel they could have brought Williams right in the second half instead of bringing him after they conceded goals. When things got like more difficult. 3-1, they have 3 goals they had to score after that 1 goal. So it became more difficult. So yesterday they didn't go out, I would say. They were not getting chances between the defenders of Jamshedpur FC. Jamshedpur FC defended really well. And I think Hugo Bumo was missed a lot. Because if you see Hugo Bumo, he attracts 2 or 3 players with his dribbling, and that creates a space for Manveer, Liston, and others. I know in few games, Bumo and Kauko didn't work together, but
Yes.
in this close game, Bumo could have created the difference, but he was injured, and it's just that they are not able to break the defense of other teams who are very good in defense.
Yes.
If Hyderabad, we see Hyderabad played against ATK Mohun Bagan, they lost 2-1.
2-1.
They lost because Hyderabad plays so up on the pitch, so high on the pitch, and that creates a gap for
Yes.
Liston, Manvi to make runs. And Roy Krishna, obviously, he's not in great form this season. That has been the big issue. They needed a striker at this time because see, Hyderabad have Ogbeche. If you see Jamshedpur, they have Chima Chukwu. Okay, if you
Kerala
see
Blasters have-
Kerala Blasters, they have Dyers and Vasquez. So every club which is there, they have good striker and
Right.
they are performing for the team. Roy Krishna is not in that great form. He
Yes,
still
yes.
scored and helped them in winning the Chennai game. But that game also showed that Chennai, who were conceding so many goals, FC Goa scored against them. But ATK Mohun Bagan couldn't break that defense and scored only one goal. So it's only the attack which is the issue this season.
What are the changes from Jamshedpur? Last year they did not qualify for the semi-finals, but this year they qualified. What were the changes? What were the changes in the setup?
I think Stewart played a huge role.
Yes,
Like
yes, yes.
there is no doubt that Stewart was not the main person. Along with him, Hartley in the defense.
Yep.
Hartley did a brilliant job yesterday. Also,
He's
he won
also
the
helping
Gold
for
Medal.
scoring goals, headers, and all.
Exactly. And like you need a leader in your defense. Hartley is the leader in their
Yes,
defense.
exactly.
And in midfield they have Greg Stewart. Obviously, he 10 goals, 10 assists.
He's
Like,
amazing. Like really so
Who else
good.
can provide that much contribution in goal? So, matlab, it's just that like they knew where they are lacking, and
Yes.
this year they worked on it. And I think the players also stepped up, like Boris Singh, Ritvik. These guys, you never knew them that much. How much you know them now? That there is someone like Boris Singh, there is Ritvik, there is Ricky on the fullback position.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
so these Indian players also made a lot of difference. In the midfield also they have Indian players. So I think Owen Cole did a brilliant job. Like Chima Chukwu, if you see, he wasn't having a great season. East Bengal, he scored like 2 goals, and then he came here, scored 7 goals. So it depends on how the coach is approaching the players, and also the players have to give their 100%. Chima Chukwu told that coach always pushes me, and that makes me push myself. So Owen Cole has a huge influence. He deserves the full credit of this ISL League Shield. And
Yes.
so I think Greg Stewart is the main, and Peter Hartley. Like these two.
Yes, yes.
signed
They were the like
in this
basis of the
season.
team.
Yeah. And later Chima Chukwu, you can say, because Valskes, they released Valskes. At that time, I was like, why they are releasing Valskes? He's such an experienced player in ISL. And then they got Chima Chukwu, who performed better than Valskes.
Yes.
And help them in reaching. Like from January, the things completely changed. So brilliant season for them, I would say. And right signings is what they made this season, and it worked for them.
Exactly. Okay, so let's go into the predictions. So like first match is between Kerala Blasters and Jamshedpur FC. So what do you think about the match?
It is going to be tough game for Kerala Blasters.
Yes.
Jamshedpur are obviously like they are in the top hot form right now. Winning 10 out of last 11 games is not easy. They are on
Last
a
7
run
out of 7 games.
Yeah, 7 consecutive games. Kerala Blasters, if I remember, they struggled against Jamshedpur when Pereira Diaz wasn't there. He was suspended for that game. And Jamshedpur had very compact defense, and they scored 3. I think they won 3-1. Vinci Barreto scored the goal for Kerala Blasters from outside the box. Apart from that, there were no clear-cut chances. So Kerala Blasters, first of all, they have to keep their defense good. They have good defense. Apart from that, I think Kerala Blasters had a decent season, but against Jamshedpur, it is not going to be easy at all.
Yes.
And
Yes, that's for sure.
maybe a spectacular goal from Adrian Luna, something stunning goal can help them in winning. Otherwise, it is going to be really hard to break the defense of Jamshedpur, because the defense of Jamshedpur is very strong. We saw against ATK Mohun Bagan how strong their defense is. So the defense, if Kerala Blasters can break their defense, then Kerala Blasters stand a chance, because Kerala Blasters have a defending line who can still, I think, give their best to stop the chances that Jamshedpur will make. Jamshedpur scored 3 goals against Kerala Blasters in the last game because I think there was Sandeep on the left back,
Yes,
who
yes.
was not good that day. He was Sandeep, or I think someone else. I forgot his name. So he was there. After that, he didn't play. He was substituted in that game also, that player. And after that game, that guy didn't play. Boris completely destroyed him on the right wing that day. And after that, they got changed Sandeep, and still things looked a little better. But Sanjeev Stalin, who has recently come up in the recent games, he has performed well. And I don't know if Nishu will be fit for the left back position. But centre backs, I think Kerala Blasters have amazing centre back. I loved Hormi Palm this season. He's my favorite Indian centre back this season. And Leskovic, along with Leskovic, he's doing brilliant job. And right side, you have Khabra, who is the leader, giving everything on the pitch, going up and down at this age. Brilliant performance from Khabra. Like, he had a brilliant season, I would say. So yes, they have few issues of building, I would say. If the other team have solid defense, it becomes difficult for them to create chances. And also the finishing at some points, Kerala Blasters finishing is not up to the mark. It happens. In the game, I don't remember, there was Pereira Diaz. In the first half, he missed like tap in, other chances. And then in the second half, he came and scored 2 goals. So in the first half, you can't be like that. If you want to win the semi-final, that too against Jamshedpur, who have won the ISL Shield, you have to give your best and you have to be consistent throughout the 90 minutes. If you give Jamshedpur one half and you play better in the other half, your game is already gone. Jamshedpur will destroy you in that half, and in the second half, it will be impossible for
the defense will run the match.
Yeah. So I think it is really difficult for Kerala Blasters to break that defense. If they can break that defense, then I think they stand a chance against Jamshedpur FC. But breaking that defense is not going to be easy. But I think they will do decent job while defending and stopping Jamshedpur from scoring. I feel they will try their best to score 2-3 goals in the first leg. It's how Kerala Blasters respond to it. But I think it has already been a good season and successful season for Kerala Blasters.
Yes.
Because in the beginning of the season, nobody actually thought that Kerala Blasters will actually make it to the playoffs.
Yes.
They had poor pre-season Durand Cup. They lost to Bengaluru FC, young team. Although Kerala Blasters had their main team in the Durand Cup, they lost to Bengaluru FC. And how they started this season also, they lost to ATK Mohun Bagan 4-2 in the opening game. I think one game out of starting 4 or 5 games. But then they went on to change things and started winning. So I think it has already been a good season, successful season.
Yes.
And the players should not take too much pressure of winning the trophy. Just enjoy the game and give your best against Jamshedpur, because Jamshedpur right now are
the best.
They are too good. Too good they are, I would say.
What do you think about the second game, like ATK Mohun Bagan versus Hyderabad FC?
Interesting picture. I actually wanted Kerala Blasters versus ATK Mohun Bagan.
Okay.
How the things had happened recently with Sandesh Jingan and Kerala Blasters. So it would have been like a red hot game, like players going against each other, fouling each other. But still, we have Hyderabad versus ATK Mohun Bagan. In the recent game, ATK Mohun Bagan got better of Hyderabad FC. They won 2-1.
Yes.
Liston scored the first goal. Manveer scored. It was just too much space for Liston and Manveer. If we see Jamshedpur game from last night, Manveer was invisible. You couldn't see Manveer anywhere because they stopped Manveer completely. Even Liston, although Liston was the highest rated player of ATK Mohun Bagan, he still had no clear-cut chances. He was not getting into the box. Whenever he was trying to cut inside the box and take a shot, which he normally takes, there was a Sabia or someone. Sabia stopped Liston from attacking from so many chances. So if you stop these two players, if Hyderabad can stop Liston and Manveer, they have a chance of winning the game. I clearly feel that. And after what happened with Hyderabad recently, not winning the ISL Shield, playing with 8 positives, I think Manolo Marquez and whole team is pretty angry. They are furious right now. And I think they are going to just kill it in the game. I feel that. I don't know. I have that intuition. Maybe ATK Mohun Bagan might turn up after such a disappointment performance last night. Maybe they will turn up and perform well. But I still feel that Hyderabad FC is going to kill it. I don't know. I'm getting that intuition because they had Jamshedpur FC. They started playing well later in the season, but Hyderabad FC were shining from the beginning. Like I think this season Hyderabad FC have stayed on top for the longest time in comparison to any other club on the top of the table.
Yes.
So obviously they have quality. They have signed players. They have Juanan and Chinglinson in the centre back, which is the crazy partnership.
Ashish and Akash Mishra.
Yeah, Akash Mishra has been phenomenal for them once again this season, taking runs between the defenders, taking overlapping runs. He has been brilliant. Ashish Rai has been good. Midfield, Jao Victor is there. Obviously, Chianizi is there. But if Ogbeche is coming, you can't play like all the foreigners. You have to do something. So maybe I would say Nikhil Pujari, Aniket Jadhav, Ogbeche, these three up front.
Savik Chakravarti and Joe Victoria on the midfield.
And I think Chianizi will be there. Ogbeche will play as the main striker. Nikhil Pujari and Aniket Jadhav as your wingers. Midfield, I think they might use Chianizi or somebody else, but the way he scored the goal in the last game, how he has been performing, I think Chianizi, Jao Victor, and
Savik Chakravarti in the first half. Might get and second half like Sanil Tavor or maybe.
Yeah. They have pretty good bench. They have good options, I would say. They have Rohit Danu as well. Yeah. So what if they bench Aniket Jadhav and play Rohit Danu? He scored a goal in the last game against Bengaluru FC, who were performing decent at that time when Hyderabad played them. Danu destroyed Parag Shrivas in that game on the left wing. Parag Shrivas was substituted for the first time. And it was the credit of Danu. So I think Danu, maybe he will start Danu ahead of Aniket Jadhav, highly possible. So that change only I see. Otherwise, I think it's a pretty solid team. And Chinglinson and Joanan have to do a better job in stopping Liston and Manveer. Roy Krishna, I don't know if he will be available for the playoffs because what I heard, he is going to Fiji, joining Fiji national team. He won't be available for the playoffs. That's what I heard few days back. I don't know what's the situation now. But if he's not available, then they are in really trouble.
So thanks for joining, bro. Thanks for giving
anytime, bro. Anytime.